debated on whether or not we're gonna film this or not. It's chicken butchering day. Rachel's eating hash browns before we go out there.
I've been setting up all morning, so I'm gonna eat before. It's a hard day. It's always a hard day.
You don't feel very hungry after you're done.
No, you don't.
Our neighbors are trimming trees, so there's lots of chainsaw whirring and chippers going. So this is not our first rodeo butchering chickens. We've done this 3 or 4 times. We love being able to have our own food grown on our own farm for our own family. This is not a yippee day. This is not a, we celebrate in a different way because we finally get to harvest the chickens. It's our whole purpose on the farm. We finally get to, it's one less chore. And so there's that positive, is that we fed them, we moved them, we raised them, and now we get to butcher them and just kind of finally let that season of raising chickens be over until later this year. Really humbling. You feel like the whole range of emotions, and you are taking an animal's life, but in taking that animal's life, they give us nutrients and they improved our pasture. And so we can think of it in a positive way. It's just not like, yes, today's chicken butchering day. That's, you're right.
Yeah, it's like, it's a humbling day. It's a
sobering.
It's sobering, and it's,
That's the right word. It's hard to describe. It's hard to explain in words, like the range of emotions that you feel when you do this. It is a reason that people don't do it, so they don't have to feel this range of emotions. But
it's hard. I remember the first time I did it, like, I cried.
Yeah.
But then after learning from Joel Salatin and going to HOA and actually doing it, and like just like everything that he taught, like, it makes it easier to process everything. And we're doing it ourselves, and we know how it was grown, and we know that we're humanely processing them, and it's some of the best meat I've ever had.
The chicken is juicy and tender and flavorful. It is so good.
It is so good.
Like,
and we don't break them down.
Yeah, we just like,
it's like whole chicken.
Full roast them in the oven, and they did not last very long.
Yeah, put a little Redmond salt on there. Oh man. So
we should probably raise triple the amount of chicken that we grow. Okay. See, there's the chainsaws. So I do want to say, on the other side of the house, so you don't have to hear the chainsaws, if raising your own meat is something that you ever wanted to do, but you don't think you can do it emotionally or time-wise, we never thought so either. I work full-time. Rachel's working so hard on the flower farm. We don't have time. We've decided to make time to do it. I wanted to plug our friends at Sow the Land. They have a wonderful course on how to raise and butcher your own meat birds. Jason and Lorraine are so easy to listen to. They're such good teachers, and we have that course below. I'm gonna link it. We've done this before. I would not call myself a rookie, but watching them do it again and hearing their process and seeing what they do just really like helped me to hone my skills and to remember some things that I was skipping. So go to the link below, check it out. We are affiliated with them. They asked us for some weird reason, like they like us or something, to promote this for them. Easy, done. We love them. They're such good people and doing the right thing. This is a skill worth learning. It is a skill worth putting a little bit of money and time and effort into, so that when things go down, you'll be able to butcher and raise your own chickens. Before we go and do the deed, I'll show you our setup again. We kind of switched it around. Last year we were over here. This year we wanted a little bit of a slope for all the water to go away from us, because we found out that we were kind of in like a really muddy area. So this is all sloped down because we use lots of water to wash off the birds and stuff like that. So we got the boiler. You see my new gear, my new propane heater. It heats that water up in no time.
Dude, it was so fast.
Like I'm afraid it's gonna get too hot almost.
Do we have a thermometer out here?
We don't have a thermometer. You wanna get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Pluckers over there. Once again, it uses a lot of water, so all that water will kind of go down that way. All the feathers and all that stuff will go down that way. And then once they're done, we'll eviscerate. We got gut buckets, we got the knives. Those bowls will keep all the organs that we want to keep, so we'll keep hearts and livers and use those for later, and any chicken fat we want to use, and then everything else will go in here. Debated on whether we wanted to deal with composting it. We don't like to waste anything, but we also don't have like a crazy good setup to compost guts, so we don't have to worry about raccoons and stuff like that. So it's one thing for us to think about in the future. And then once they're eviscerated, they will go in the pink cooler where they'll kind of rest and wash off, and then they'll go into the clean cooler, and then we'll worry about getting them all sealed in their containers and stuff like that. So you guys, this is a full day's work. It's nice because we only have to do it once every 6 months or so, but it is work. So all the kids are ready. We do this as a family. We make sure that we all have contact doing this because we all consume this food and we're all thankful for it. So, okay. What the heck? Laura's got a frog friend. A flowery frog friend. You better wash your hands before you touch any chicken.
I know.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go start. Okay, so this is our setup. It's nothing fancy. You see, we put zero money into this. This is the pink water. This is the cooler that we put them in right after we eviscerate them and gut them, or whatever you want to call it. So it kind of gets all the extra pink guts and stuff like that, and then we move them over here And this is where they'll rest for a little bit longer. We'll let them rest for the next 6 hours in the cooler. And then tonight we'll come back and we'll put it in the shrink wrap and we'll put it in the refrigerator and let like after 24 to 48 hours, the rigor mortis sets in and goes away. Then you have a tender bird you could put in the freezer and they'll be gone in 3 months probably. So this is the aftermath. This is when we've let the chickens rigor mortis and they're nice and loose and supple. They're loose. So we are now going to put them in our freezer bags and put them in the freezer. So I want to just give you a little update, show you what it looks like. They're still in the coolers with ice, and we're going to show you how we package them. There we go. Chickens are still frosty. I'm going to set the pot on fire. There's clean water in there. We're going to get it really, really hot, and we're going to show you the next steps. This chicken will last in our freezer for like a year, the way we package it, but we will eat this in 2 or 3 months. So fire! Okay guys, so the reason we're doing this so late is the flies have all gone to bed. So doing this outdoors, packaging raw chicken into those packages, we just didn't want to mess with the flies. So it is full fly season here, so we wanted to make sure that we didn't have to deal with that. So yeah, it's a little bit dark. It is 8:30 p.m. But this is like a perfect time to do it in our mind, because we don't have to be doing this the whole time. We don't have to worry about a fly going in with our chicken. It's much easier to process and prepare these chickens when it is cool outside. We love processing in the winter more than we love doing it right now, just because it makes the process so much more easier, so much more tolerable. If you have never processed chickens, maybe that's just one tip that we can add if you're new to processing chickens. If you want to save yourself a little bit of misery, either process early in the morning or do it as it's becoming evening. That way you don't have to deal with as many bugs. So this pot, we want it to get up to about 190 degrees. We have the shrink wrap bags that will dip in there for like 5 seconds, and that will suction cup those bags around the chicken, which will help us to ensure we don't get any freezer burn on those chickens, so they will store longer in the freezer. It is feeding time, so the kids are feeding all the sheep because they're making so much noise. The water is up to heat, and so we're gonna start packing these chickens. Quiet. This is a chicken. And we put the chicken in the bag, and then we put
Straw.
the straw in the butt, and the zip tie around the straw, and then we dip the chick, and then we undip the chick, and then we put it in the freezer. Easy.
Hey, straw in the booty. Hurry your job. I'm getting the zip tie.
Trust me, I'm a nurse. It's just like a few little dips, and you can see that is tight like a tiger. Yeah, that's really good, really good. I'm so proud. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in, and we're putting them in the freezer right after this, and it just seems backwards that you're heating them up again, but you're not really heating them up, you're just shrinking the bag around them, and this is still cool to the touch. Yeah. And it, and that's gonna protect your bird in the freezer, so pretty cool. All right guys, this is what a freezer full of chicken looks like. This is freezer number 2. And listen, like, I know this is just way too much material and all that stuff, but these are for our consumption. We don't sell our chickens. We do sell our turkeys, we don't sell our chickens. Our chickens are just for us, and you guys are so grateful to have this bounty of meat in our freezer. And we're actually gonna have to probably get another upright freezer because we have our pork coming back in the next 2 weeks or so. So we are definitely gonna have to upgrade our freezer situation. But hey, this is what we worked hard for, to raise our own food so we can have it here on our farm. It's delicious, it's so good, and we know that it was treated well. It's very satisfying to have a freezers full of delicious meat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this video. If you have questions, comments, I said questions too many times, put them in the comments below. Email us at 4kidsandafarm, and go check out our new website, 4kidsandafarm.com. We have lots coming. We'll see you next time. Okay, guys?